So then guys, today I'm going to be talking about a huge piece of news that has just hit the Hooniverse, if you could say, that some people think it's too good to be true, some people believe it, some people don't. I'm still not 100%, maybe just because I think it's too good to be true. But yeah, for anybody who doesn't know, Torchwood has been rumoured, and apparently Byron said it himself, that Torchwood is coming back as radio plays. Now, for anyone wondering why there isn't an intro or outro on this video, it's the same as with my previous Who Addicts video. My phone will for some reason not convert its videos onto a laptop. So yeah, another reason to why my phone's a pile of crap. But yeah, there is apparently going to be a return of Torchwood in the form of radio plays, and apparently it's going to have the usual cast, and also it's going to have Russell T Davies and Julie Gardner returning to be a part of it. Now, the only reason that I even believe this is due to something that John Barrowman has said recently on a press tour via the Post Gazette, and I've got the quote from the Post Gazette right here. He says, "I do know that we're doing 3 or 4 radio plays for the BBC for Torchwood. My sister and I are discussing the possibility of writing one of them, and whether or not that leads to something on TV, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm full-time with Arrow now. It's not a question of me not wanting to do it, it's a question of the BBC wanting to do it, or others wanting to do Torchwood. I know the fans are out there, so I think they'd be silly not to." And that's the point, pretty much. You know, Torchwood has got a mass following. It's got a huge following, and I think Russell and John Barrowman, every single day, every convention they go to, every interview they do, press conference, whatever, I can imagine them. You know, it doesn't matter what line of work they're talking about, if it's Russell with Wizards vs. Aliens or John Barrowman with Arrow or whatever, there'll be people wanting to ask them, when's Torchwood coming back? Is Torchwood coming back? It'll be the same with Eve Miles. Hell, when we went to Sci-Fi Scarborough to meet Kai Owen, the first thing I asked, do you think Torchwood would want to come back? Would you like it to come back? What do you think the chances are? I think that's what they're all getting asked constantly, and I think all of us have been waiting for this. It's been off air now for 4 years this year. I think Miracle Day aired in January of 2011, so yeah, pretty much 4 years on the dot since Torchwood was last on TV, and you can approach this in 2 ways. One, you can just be grateful that Torchwood is back in some form, that is a radio play, or you can maybe think it's, you know, it should only be rightfully on television, and anything less is not good enough for Torchwood. I personally think that would be quite greedy to think of that, because I don't see why the BBC haven't picked up Torchwood. It's clearly got a following, clearly got a fan base, although a lot of people would probably agree and say Miracle Day wasn't the best. I mean, I rewatched Miracle Day a few months back. I did a Torchwood marathon, and I enjoyed Miracle Day. I guess it dragged in the middle. I think we all could agree that 10 episodes was too long. But, you know, Children of Earth was amazing, and Series 2 was my personal favourite. So I don't know if it was because of Miracle Day or because they took it to America for some godforsaken reason. No offence to the Americans. But it should have strictly stayed in Cardiff, and it might have still been here today. So it's clearly got a following, and I think the BBC, like John Barrowman said, would be absolutely stupid to not bring it back. So I'm looking at it in the fact that it's a radio play, it's better than nothing, and hopefully these radio plays, you know, won't just be produced and then rubbed under the carpet or not released. You know, there's a slight paranoia that they could write these and then something could go wrong in production and they could just get, you know, rubbed under the carpet and forgotten about. So I hope these radio plays do get out, and I hope that we all get to hear them, and like John Barrowman said, it could be the start of something. You know, it could possibly come back on TV one day, and the radio plays might be the way to do that. Of course, Doctor Who does it with Big Finish. You know, Big Finish is probably it's getting just as big as the televised show itself. You know, I'm seeing more Big Finish audios getting released. There's absolutely hundreds out there. And they're all canon, so it's just making the Doctor Who universe even bigger, and they are rather expensive, but they are incredibly successful, and there are a lot of great Doctor Who channels out there that do a lot of great Big Finish stuff. So, you know, if Torchwood had to go in that direction, why the hell not? You know, we all know from audios It's a lot easier to make. There's not really that much budget, if any, involved. Wesley will probably tell you with DWFA, audios are incredibly easy to make. It's down to your imagination. So I do not see why not. Why Torchwood shouldn't give radio plays a go, and then take it on board. They could either continue to have, well, I guess audio adventures with Torchwood maybe wouldn't work as good as Doctor Who, but it's better than nothing. And it could develop the characters. We could find out where Jack has been ever since the ending to Miracle Day, and of course Gwen, she's still got a story to tell. Her daughter will probably be grown up by now, so there's definitely things to carry on from. And of course the Miracle Day cliffhanger, they can't just leave us hanging with Rex suddenly becoming immortal. So I think it would be an absolute perfect opportunity for them to finish off them stories and hopefully possibly kickstart others to then become a TV show in general. I've always thought that if they were to ever bring back Torchwood, I don't think they should do it in a 10-part extravaganza like Miracle Day, because we all know that dragged. Children of Earth sort of schedule, one episode straight 5 days might be a way to do it. But I've always thought that maybe they should just bring back Torchwood in a bloody movie. Why not? Or a feature-length episode, one whole episode, massive, huge feature-length episode, and bring back Torchwood as a movie. That could be one way to do it. So, yeah, definitely. This could also lead to a return for Captain Jack in Doctor Who also, which I think is long overdue. I think he'd be fantastic alongside Peter Capaldi's 12th Doctor. So, yeah, I personally think that this is the perfect opportunity for Torchwood to make a return, satisfy fans, and hopefully it could be the start of something new. So please do comment below your thoughts on this. I know it's not the longest video in the world, but I just went to get my opinions across on Torchwood Return, and I think we should not be greedy, and I think we should make the most of this, because at the end of the day, it's Torchwood, and it's just like any old audio. So don't forget to comment below your thoughts on Torchwood Return, if you believe it or not for starters, and if you think radio plays are good enough, or if you think that we should just not take Torchwood for granted. Hell, it's Torchwood. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I will see you in my next Hermits video, which will be my top 5 most anticipated films of 2015.